Today I'm going to show you all the ways that you can earn money from mastering, all the obvious ones and the ones that you might not think of in the first place. Alright, let's go. What's up guys, Thomas Ray here from Sound Audio Advice, bringing you the latest and the greatest from the universe of audio. Right, so mastering might not be the easiest part of post-production, but it's definitely the one that takes the least amount of time, if you know what you're doing. Mastering takes about a fifth of the mixing time and about a tenth of the recording time. That's why you can utilize in the different avenues, different sources. Mastering takes about 30 to 60 minutes, depends on the track, on the genre, and your skills, obviously. So if you compare it to, let's say, recording, when it takes 3 to 10 hours to record one song, you can see how much leverage you actually have when you do mastering. So without further ado, let's start with the list of ways you can earn money with mastering. The obvious one is mastering songs, as in singles, EPs, album. That is just a standard way of you earning money from your mastering. Okay, so I'm not going to really talk about that. That's the obvious one I have to put on the list. Let's move to the next one. Mastering for video. The video format is getting more and more popular every year, with more and more films, documentaries getting released every year, series even. The need for mastering music for those releases is higher than ever, right? And this is when you can step up and show your mastering skills. So how do you get that kind of gig? The good practice is to follow music composers, sound designers, let's say on social media, and then eventually reach out to them and offer the services. You know, make sure you got your portfolio ready. You can present the music, master, unmastered, to them, just so they can hear what you're capable of, with your mastering skills, and start a conversation. You know, start a connection with them. And that might lead to you mastering music for video, documentaries, CDs, movies. Next one up is mastering for jingles and adverts. Now, you probably know there's so many adverts just now on Facebook, on YouTube, and you don't really have to be a big media company to produce adverts anymore. But all of those advertisers, they need good quality music. Right? It has to sound as good as the other advert. So this is your chance to step up, show your portfolio, and hopefully get a gig in advertising. Next one up are audiobooks. That's a multi-million-dollar or pound market when it comes to audiobooks. Listen, thanks to Audible or any other services, there is so many people actually consuming books in audio format. And now, to release the audiobook, you have to meet certain criteria, right? Your RMS, your nose floor level, even the peak level. All this has to meet the criteria from the publisher. And this is when you can step up and offer your services to people who release, the publishers, or even the solo authors who release their audiobooks. The common issue with audiobooks are noise gating. You know, so you can offer that and also bring the whole audiobook to a certain level, the level that is required by the publisher. Next one up, YouTube. Obviously, you're watching this video on YouTube, so you know a thing or two about the videos. And you probably guess right that a lot of the channels, they need properly mastered tracks to get the right quality, just to get a nice feel of their video. Way to go about it, reach out to YouTubers, start with the smaller channels, offer them services, even like offer a preview, master a bit of music and show them how it sounds before and after, so they can actually experience that, how the product, the content can sound. Next one, remastering. So remastering is basically a process of taking older recordings, usually published on the vinyl, and make them more suitable for our era, new rich era, streaming or CD or whatnot. So the best way to, I just dropped my pen. The best way to go about it is to reach out to record labels, and same thing, offer their services. Tell them, you know, you can actually bring the old catalog into live, and they can release it on the Spotify or these are other streaming services or on a CD. There are lots of opportunities with remastering when it comes to bad mastering. So let's say someone released an album in, let's say, 90s, and it got squashed because the loudness war. So those kind of artists, they might want to re-release their album with new mastering, in place. So once again, good market. Mastering live music, another one. Maybe not as usual as you would thought, but I did get quite a few jobs asking for mastering of the live recording. So it's basically the gig mixed out on the console and then bounced into one stereo track. It's a good fun though, because you get this live feel. There is a bit different rules when it comes to mastering live music. You kind of want a bit more dynamics in there. Aiming for the level as much. Good fun, good market, especially now. I mean, I'm recording this during the pandemic, the coronavirus, 2021 actually. And there are lots of bands that are having like archives of the music they want to release, but that the sound is not as good as it could be. So once again, that's your choice. That's your chance to conquer that market. Mastering for Spotify, iTunes, and other streaming services. So that's the interesting one. As we know, the streaming services, they have penalties for masters being too loud or not dynamic enough, whatnot. So figure it out. What's the best loudness level? What's the best RMS LUFS for the mastering? Is a good skill that you can offer to bands who are looking to release stuff on the streaming services. Usually, as this service being added as a default, right? So, for example, when I give mastering order, I always give them streaming versions as well. Just to be on the safe side. They don't really vary that much from the original master, but at least they know they're not going to get penalized with the master that they got from me. Mastering for vinyl. With vinyl having a comeback since 2016, there is a decent amount of bands wanting to release their stuff on vinyl. And now, should you master differently for vinyl? Some say yes, some say no. I would say yes, because if you master it, now first of all, there is a different panorama spectrum, right, on vinyl. There is different frequency response. You got a bit different rules when it comes to monoings, low end. So I would always perform additional mastering for service. And if you're smart enough and you don't know how to do it, how to market just that service, it'll be a really, really good source of income for you. It doesn't take much work, as in, changing from the original master. But you can always get an extra few bucks from mastering for vinyl. Okay, and the final tip that I want to give you is to ask for recommendations. Round about 70% of my clients come from recommendations, and that's the recommendation from the artists that I worked before. And you, at the beginning, if you're in the beginning stage or somewhere in between, you have to ask the artists that you work with that are happy with your work, right? I'm not going to assume everyone's happy with your work, because they should be, right? Ask for recommendations. Ask for any names of the bands the artists know that you can approach, and also ask the band to send out your, let's say, if you got business cards or leaflets or website or whatever, send out to all their friends, just so they will know that you're there, that you're available, and that you're able to do all those mastering services. Now, if you're not sure how to master, if you're not in the game long enough, if you don't know how to master for iTunes, Spotify, master for vinyl, you can enroll to my mastering course when I take you through all the steps needed for you to produce great sounding master, to not get any penalties on streaming services, and ultimately for you to expand your business, because you are the business, you're the sound engineer, and we're all self-employed, and having a mastering skill is something that you should have, and obviously it will open up so many doors for you. So here's the link. Go in there, check out the curriculum. I cover lots of stuff. We mastering together a few tracks, and I see you there. Thank you.